guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're on the free-to-play account and we are taking a look at Talene within the Temple of Time. So ultimately we've pushed, I believe, about a chapter and a half here to really see the viability of utilizing Talene within formations. Even though this is the one that we did get for free, she is the borrowed one. I see a lot of, I guess, I would say significant issues with her. As you can see, she does die fairly quick. Animation is absolutely on par, guys. The animation on that is so awesome looking. But there it is again. Just like we've seen with Joker, it does spam kind of over and over and over. There's no way to turn it off that I know of. 57.57 million as we continue progression in here. Again, looking at the level deficiencies. But the big thing that I want to look at, and we're going to try to pull a copy of her. So I do have 18 Temple of Time cards. We've already used, I believe, probably about 15 to 17 cards. We unfortunately did not get any copies of her. So I'm hoping that we can get lucky with a copy and pull one. Unfortunately, not again. Now, looking at the probability, it is that 2%, which means theoretically, looking through here and getting a copy of Talene, you have a 60 to 70 cards that you're going to be utilizing to go ahead and pull a single copy of this hero, guys. Now, again, it is the exact same that we see when it comes to the Stargazer, same probability, but ultimately the big thing that I'm finding with this hero and that I want a lot of players to recognize before we realize exactly how much it is going to cost to build her is when it comes to the skills herself. And again, I'm really hoping that we can get a copy of her, which boom, we do not again. So we're about 30 plus summons in deep. We're trying to summon her every single day. So the thing that I wanted to point out is when you do get Talene, her abilities are linked to her level. So you can't, I'm trying to think how to really do this because you really can't see it here. The big thing, let me look at the borrowed one. Because right here within her skills, ultimate ability we do have, looking here we do have, and again, it is based on the abilities that she has. Just like right here, unlock condition signature item plus 30. So let's say, for instance, we did get a Talene, and that was the reason I was really trying to summon her. So if you get a copy of Talene, you are going to have a legendary copy. She's not coming elite. She's not coming elite plus. You are going to get a legendary copy. Now, with that legendary copy, there are a couple things. Number one, you cannot put signature items on her. Remember, the heroes do have to be at a they do have to be at Mythic to have their signature items unlocked. So you're going to be missing a lot of skills that come with the signature item, just like you see right here. So I believe this is level 3 is the 10, level 4 is the 20, level 5 is the 30. So essentially you're going to be missing these 3 skills because again, the change from regular heroes it is not based on the level of the hero. It is going to be based on where you build the hero. So you do have to have Talene at Mythic to unlock skill 3, 4, and 5, meaning you're just going to have this basic level 2 skill that she is going to come with when you get her unlocked at Legendary. Now, when you get into the next part, even looking here, we have skill 2 and skill 3. I believe this is the 3 of 9 furniture and the 9 of 9 furniture, which we see right here. So it is the same talents that we see. So remember, to put the furniture on this hero, you're going to have her at Ascended to add her to the Oak Inn or the Whale Inn, depending where you're at. So ultimately, Everlasting Flame is going to be a basic skill talent. Again, when you unlock Talene, you are not going to have furniture on her until you get her to Ascended, allowing her to enter the Oak Inn and building her up. In addition, looking here, guys, you do not have skill level 2, skill level 3, because it is a plus 30 engraving and then a plus 60 engraving. So for really basic building, you're going to have this at level 2. You're going to have this at just the passive base formation. This is going to be at the base formation, because also remember with the engraving, you do have to add 1 star on her, guys. That is right. You have to add the first star on there to get her to engraving. So when you're building her up, especially with those first couple legendary copies, you're just going to have the ultimate skill And then you're going to have the level 2, I believe it is up to level 2. This is, I believe, the unlock. If I remember correctly, this is the unlock of the signature item. And then the plus 10, plus 20, plus 30. So until you get to Mythic, again, you're just going to have the super basic version of this hero, which is going to be hard to really deal with. If you're looking at higher level deficiencies, if you are further in AFK Arena, the probability that you're going to use her, especially without a signature item, is super low. Probability you're going to use her without furniture is the same. It is significantly low. And then, of course, the engraving comes last once you finally get her to 1 star. Then you do have to have all of the mats to go ahead and build her out, guys. So now we're going to take a quick look at a guide. This guide is over on Reddit. It's from AFK Inside. Absolutely love the content that they put out. But the guide is very cool when it comes to showing exactly how many copies of her that you need and how you're going to build her out. So let's take a quick look at that. So here we have the Awaken guide. And again, AFK Inside, guys, it is awesome to see. So we have 1, 2, 3 copies of Legendary Talene. That is right. We need 3 copies to take her to Legendary Plus. Now with those 3 copies, you're talking up to probably about 180 to 200 emblems of time, which is crazy. I mean, from a perspective, so you're just going to get her at Legendary. You finally get her up to that Legendary Plus mark. You're still going to be missing, 70% of her skills because you don't have her at Mythic. You don't have her with furniture. You don't have her with engraving. So you're going to be missing pretty much all of the skills that make Talene as strong as she is. But then you build it down. So now you summon, 6 more. Okay, well now you're at 360 to 400 emblems of time to finally hit this Mythic level. So by the time that she does hit that Mythic level, we can unlock one of her additional skills, which if we take it all the way to that plus 30 signature item, we can finally unlock one of her skills. And then of course, 3 more copies right here, guys, which is another, with RNG, 60, 120, 180 emblems possible. And again, it usually costs 60 to 70 emblems a time with that 2% to get a copy. I know sometimes the RNG is super effective. You get multiple copies, whatever it may be. But roughly talking, we're at a couple hundred emblems a time at this point just to get her to Mythic Plus. Now that Mythic Plus that you get her to is not going to add any more skills to her set, even though it did take you a significant amount of time to acquire 3 more copies to get another Legendary Plus copy, bringing her just to Mythic Plus. So now you're 9 copies deep. Then we have to do it again, guys, from Mythic, getting her here all the way to another copy of Legendary Plus, bringing her 12 solid copies into Ascended. Now, the big reason I really wanted to point this out, lowest Ascended tier for Awakened Heroes is Legendary, can be obtained, of course, from the Temple of Time, as we know. But the big thing is you're going to be missing a majority of her skills until you can add furniture on her, until you can add those signature items on her, and then, of course, until you can add the engraving. We're not going to know exactly how well and how super effective she is until she's fully built out just like a regular hero. But again, you cannot really utilize the hero because you're not going to have those skills and abilities until you get her built out. Now, why is it a little bit different? When you look at normal heroes, they're usually a little faster to build. Even when I get them to Mythic, you can pump them up to the plus 30 signature item. Works very well, but a majority of their skills are pretty set there, which they've taken away the skills and kind of replaced it with what the signature item, the furniture, and the engraving does within there. Now, the interesting caveat to this is right down here, guys. So when you're adding stars, so now we finally have this Ascended Talene, we add a star, we need 3 more copies, but at the point of having an Ascended Awakened hero, it will come from the Stargazer. That is right, guys. It is no longer going to be the Temple of Time. It is going to be the Stargazer. And again, it is going to be 3 copies to add a star. Now, with the normal heroes, we have a normal Celestial Hypogean hero. Whatever, you pull 2 additional copies, you get an Elite Plus, you add a star in there. That is right, guys. It is going to be more expensive to add stars on these heroes because you're going to need 3 copies from the Stargazer room to add every single star versus just the normal 2 copies that we need right now. So even though it is relatively cheaper, and a lot of people have really noticed that, it is a little bit cheaper getting her out of the Temple of Time with only 12 instead of 14 summons. If you're trying to get her to 5 stars, you have to add another 15 copies in here. That is right, guys, 15 copies instead of 10 copies. So ultimately, if you're looking to get an awakened hero all the way to 5 stars, you're going to have an insane amount of copies that you need of this hero. Again, making her super expensive. And unfortunately, like I said earlier, a lot of the talents, a lot of the skills and abilities are not going to be present on the hero until you do get her all the way to this 1-star unlocked with the engraving system. So again, guys, big shout out to AFK Inside. Absolutely love the content that they put out. A lot of players did have a lot of questions about how you awaken Talene, how many copies it's going to take. And the big thing, again, that I note is you're going to be missing a lot of the skills and abilities that she possesses until you get a lot of copies of her. Actually getting her up to Ascended is going to be the big thing. But then also to get those skills and abilities, again, you're going to have to max out the furniture, max out the signature items, and max out that level 60 engraving on her. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think it's going to be pretty hard to build these heroes, which I think is the plan that they were going for. But you're going to have to be between Stargazer cards in the Temple of Time or the Temple emblems because of the sheer cost of this hero. So guys, again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.